Hi, everyone, and welcome to today's live call. Today is March 29th, 2020, and we are definitely in some very interesting energies today. I am in Michigan, and today in Michigan it is super windy, so I don't have my video on today, just have audio. Just makes it easier with the connection to not have the video on. So we're just going to do an audio today of really truly kind of looking at the energies that are present right now in this reality. There is lots of intensities moving through. It's really interesting in Michigan because it's super windy today, and I know that we're getting into spring and new life is forming, but it's really windy. I feel like there's just a lot of energy of change in the air right now, and I wanted to kind of look at. There's a lot of intensities going on right now, and as you know, throughout the whole world, we're all experiencing lots of different emotional things as we are headed into, gosh, weeks and weeks. I guess in the United States, we're in a little over 2 weeks of shutdown, and then in other parts of the world, everyone's in different uh, days of their own shutdown. So there's a lot of intense things going on right now, whether it's things with the virus or even things that are going on underneath the virus in the world. There's just a lot of stuff going on, and there's a lot of foggy energy, just a lot of heaviness. There's a lot of energy that I'm really aware of, especially just even the last few days. We had a day there where I think it was Thursday where it was starting to kind of lighten up. Maybe it was Friday. But yesterday was another intense day. We're kind of getting pounded right now with frequency. Some of the frequencies that I'm really aware of right now is this energy where it feels like almost, to me, it feels like we're drowning in wrongness or worry. It kind of feels like it's kind of going back and forth between feeling like really wrong or like really bad. I think many of us are really struggling to even find that normal, right? Because so much of this world isn't used to having this much time to really be down. And even if you are still working, I know that the work is a lot different than it may have been before. There's a lot of chaos, there's a lot of upset, there's a lot of worry, right? There's a lot of projections going on right now. And regardless of what you're doing, your body is perceiving that information, right? Our bodies are perceiving all of that wrongness, all of that worry. Um, One of the things that I was really feeling, and I've been talking about this the last couple of times we've had a live call, is that projection of others. Um, there's really an inner battle that's going on right now that I can perceive with lots of us of, uh, it's almost like there's a certain amount of people that I can perceive that are like policing the scene. And if you've, I did a little, I think I did a couple calls in Playing in Polarity years ago about when you feel like you have to police the scene for things, right? When you have to check in with other people to see what they're doing or choosing to see if it's right or wrong or good or bad, and kind of put your judgment on it, or also perceiving that same feeling from others, with other people checking in to see if what you're doing is good or bad or right or wrong, and seeing if people have to kind of correct you, or there's a lot of that going on right now. And that alone makes it really, really hard. I know personally, as someone who is energetically sensitive, it can be really hard to exist around people, or even on social media, or even with family and friends, when you have a lot of people around you who feel like you are kind of policing your area. So that's an interesting thing that I feel like is coming up really, really strongly right now. People are feeling a lot of judgment from others, and even maybe even feeling like they're caught in judging others even if they don't really want to. Um, so that's kind of the two main things that I've been aware of. Is there anybody on here that has been aware of something that they would like to share, or maybe even is something that's coming up for them that they would like to kind of even dive into today beyond those two things?
I've been really feeling that heaviness and a thickness,
Okay.
and it's been really about to expand out. It's like I'm being, it's compressing from the outside in, so I
Mm-hmm.
can't expand out.
Okay. All right. Thank you for sharing. We will definitely be looking at that, and I feel that that heaviness, that thickness. It's almost like I keep feeling this like blanket of fog that keeps getting laid over us. It's definitely an interesting energy.
Yeah. I've had a lot of heaviness, and even in people's text, I feel the negativity,
Okay.
and I don't care for it at all.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Does it feel a lot like that I was talking about with kind of that like policing energy where it's like, is it just feel negative, or does it feel like they're checking in to see what you're doing for judgment?
No, I
Yes,
think
I'm
that
feeling
they're sending me their negativity
Okay.
and seeing how I react.
Okay. All right. Thank you for sharing. Did somebody else say something?
Yes, I have people in my life that are still trying to pluck the same strings that they've always plucked.
Uh-huh.
And initially I had the same kind of a knee-jerk reaction. And finally I'm coming to a point where I read a couple of your articles, and I'm trying to reframe it and recognize my choice and my ability to not let someone else make me feel a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm finally coming to a place where I'm like, no more. I'm putting my foot down.
Okay.
And I think that has a lot to do with the energies as well.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Okay, thank you for sharing. Does anybody else have anything that they would like to add? Okay, well, we're going to get started today then. I'm just going to start delivering. There's already an energy kind of being created here just to kind of allow us to really put our barriers down and just really get all the way into who we be as the infinite beings that we be. So let's just go ahead and take some nice deep breaths. And we're just going to allow this energy to be delivered to each and every one of us to really allow us to release and let go. And what we're going to do first, we're going to just go ahead and expand. So let's go ahead and put our barriers down, our barriers down, our barriers down, our barriers down. And we're going to go ahead and expand out. We're going to make ourselves as big as, let's go as big as the building that you're in. Go all the way out and all the way down and all the way up. And we're just expanding out our beings, not our bodies, and go ahead and expand out as big as the city that you're in. All the way out and all the way down and all the way up. And go ahead and make yourself as big as the state that you're in. You can go all the way out, and you're going to go all the way down as deep as the state is wide, and all the way up to the sky. Nice deep breath, and let's go ahead and make ourselves as big as the country that you're in. Go all the way out and all the way down and all the way up. And as big as the planet that we're on, as big as planet Earth. Bigger, faster, bigger, faster, bigger, faster, bigger, faster. In the universe. Keep going, keep going, keep going in the multiverse, multiple universes. And let's times that by a million, 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 all the way out to the space of who you be as the infinite being that you be. And let's just let this vortex here for a moment, just really clearing out anything that is stopping you, preventing you, not allowing you to truly get into the true space of who you be, anything in the way. Really just want to vortex that all the way through, all the way through, all the way through, all the way through. it's definitely really interesting, the fog that we keep getting hit with. It's like an energy that doesn't want us to be present right now. And so anything and everything that is in and around each and every one of us that is allowing that heavy energy of fog to come in and come through. And let's just grab all of that. And all of that, 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 all of that. Everything, all of that is, can we just choose to remove all of that from all of our universes? And can we just choose that now?
Yes, I choose that now.
Thank you. Vaporize, 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 vaporize. Just remove all the form and structure in and around all of that. All of that, 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 all of that. And anywhere that we've aligned and agreed, resisted and reacted, defended for, defended against, righteous for, righteous against. Everything, all of that is, can we just choose to remove all of that from all of the universes? And can we just choose that now?
Yes, I choose that now.
I choose that now.
Now, this thickness that we keep perceiving is really ultimately coming from the veils. There's a lot of veils, a lot of unconscious veils coming down right now. And it almost feels like they're kind of being like blanketed on top of us. And so what I want to do for each and every one of us listening right now, I want to just pull us up and through every one of these energies of this unconscious veils that are falling through. We're just going to let them go just right below us and under us and through us and down and out. So every single one of us can really be on top of, above, and through. Like, we're just going to let that go all the way through and all the way down. So we don't have to be underneath all of that heaviness and all of that fog and all of that energy. It's so interesting because even like, I don't know how to put it into words, but it's like I've been feeling it coming in between, like all of the, oh gosh, I don't even know how to explain it. Been doing a lot of meditating on the form and structure that's being created right now. Been doing a lot of sitting with and just really pulling through these forms and structures of ease and peace to really just lay this new foundation for the new reality that's being created. And it's really interesting how these thick layers of fog want to keep coming in and like being in between them, like it can't be a possibility yet. And I'm not necessarily fighting it, but I'm definitely just keep pulling it through. So one of the things to really be aware of here is, as we move through these structures, is to just keep making sure that you're receiving and pulling it through. And that is really important with judgment as well. And we'll kind of get into that as we kind of move through here. So let's just look at what is anything and everything that is keeping you looped back into wrongness or worry. Let's just pull all that through. Everything, all of that is. And all of that, 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 all of that. Everything, all of that is, and all the form, structure, significance in and around all of that. Can we just choose to remove all of that from all of our universes? And can we just choose that now?
Yes, I choose that now.
Let's just dissipate, release, dissipate, release, dissipate, release, dissipate, release, dissipate, release. And anywhere where any of us are getting caught in the projections of others in and around us. Yes, and everything, all of that is, and all of that, 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 all of that. Can we just choose to remove all of that from all of the universes? And can we just choose that now?
Yes, I choose that now.
Let's just let this energy come in and just untangle and unwind us, unhook us from anywhere where we're still stuck in that system of being policed or being reined back in. I know somebody had said, you guys have both kind of mentioned, you know, people kind of connecting to you back in like the old space. Let's just pull any of that through. Anywhere where anyone is showing up for you that it feels like they have to check in to see where you're at and make you wrong, or project the old energies of upset. I'm just going to vortex that through and give you more space, more space, more space, more space, more space, more space, more space. There's a lot of form and structure that's crumbling right now, you guys, and this is in the whole world. There's a lot of form and structure that is coming down right now energetically, and these are big constructs. This is within the money system. I'm not sure how much everyone is really paying attention to what's going on beyond the coronavirus, but the Federal Reserve Bank was just recently basically swallowed. It's going to be a structure that no longer exists moving forward. A lot of the constructs around the religion, a lot of these religious systems are falling right now. There's just a lot of things going on energetically and the system as a whole. So every one of these systems, like let's even take the banking system. The Federal Reserve Bank has a very large form and structure within the matrix system that is creating the way that our world is showing up. Well, now that that system has kind of been dissolved, there's going to be a new system in which exists around the money system that's going to replace what just fell. So if we have any ties to that in any way, shape, or form, which you may not think that you do, I mean, we all do in some way, shape, or form, because the Federal Reserve Bank has been collecting interest on everything that we spend. I mean, there's a lot of ways that we're tangled within that, but there's also like if you've had any part in creating any of it, if you've had any part in contributing to it in any way, shape, or form, and this isn't just in this life, this is potentially in any lifetime that you've been alive. You may be feeling the fallout from a lot of these forms and structures that are crumbling right now. I'm not going to get into like a ton of it, but if you are paying attention to what's going on in big government and the world of I don't even know the word I'm looking for, but basically there's a ton of the form and structures are being dissolved right now. They're being released right now. They're being taken down right now. And if you had any part in creating any of them, whether it was, you know, 100 lifetimes ago or 10 lifetimes ago, you may be even feeling the energetic shift from that as well, because what it's going to be doing is it's going to be freeing up space in every single one of our realities to create something different as well. So I'm just going to kind of shift any of those old forms and structures out that you may have been connected within that are now dissolving, that you no longer have to hold space for, you no longer have to be energetically tangled with. You can now create new space for new form and structure to be created within your reality. So we're just going to kind of vortex every single one of those out. We're just going to vortex those out, vortex those out, and vortex those out. And just allow more space, more space, more space, more space, more space, more space, more space. This is really, truly an amazing time for us to be building new form and structure for every single one of us. So let's go ahead and go ahead and put out in front of you any aspects of you that is maybe attached to the forms and structures that are being dissipated right now, any parts or pieces of you that you have that are attached to the banking system. Go ahead and put those out in front of you. Any parts, pieces, fractures, alters of you that are attached to the religious system. Go ahead and put those out in front of you. Any parts, pieces, fractures, alters of you related within the government system. Go ahead and put those out in front of you. Now, all we're going to do is just look at these aspects of us, and what we're going to do is we're just going to pull and receive. Because if there's aspects of you that are attached to these systems that are suffering right now because of the collapse of a certain part of a system within it, you're going to be feeling that struggle within your body and your being. And so what we want to do is we just want to kind of clear that space of struggle out so you can have the peace and ease through those pieces and parts of you, so then you can decide how to rebuild those forms and structures within you in a way that's going to work for you. So let's go ahead and just pull that pure positive life force energy from behind and through each one of these parts and pieces of you, through the space in between, and receive that into your body and being, pulling and receiving, pulling and receiving, pulling and receiving, pulling and receiving, pulling and receiving. And as these structures are coming down, this is what I was talking about at the beginning of the call. We're really seeing a lot of people who are fighting against this, and people who are going to be fighting for the on the defense, I guess I should say, of the system, trying to defend the rightness or the righteousness of the system, and really trying to uphold the structure. And that's a lot of what I'm really seeing right now. A lot of people trying to project energy at others because they feel this loss of control within that part of the system, and they're trying to uphold that part of the system. And the thing is we don't have to fight against anything. None of us have to fight against anything. We don't have to resist or react. We don't have to align or agree. We can be the space of allowance, allow everything to dissipate and be released that is required to be dissipated and released. This world is going through a massive overhaul right now, and the parts and pieces of systems that no longer work are being disintegrated and dissolved because they have to be. We are moving into a new paradigm in this fifth dimension of peace and ease, where that is going to be our foundation. And so anything that doesn't align within these structures is being dissolved. And each one of these is going to be rebuilt in a way that promotes the peace and ease for every single one of us existing here. And let's just breathe that in for a moment. And let's just be that space of allowance, and just really keep receiving from that pure positive life force energy coming from behind through all of those pieces and parts of you that require it. Receiving those into your body and being, and out the other side. And as you kind of clear this and receive this, those pieces, parts, fractures, alters of you that have been holding or upholding any of those forms and structures can now be reabsorbed into your being to give you more wholeness, more space of you, more peace and ease, returning you more and more to that space of being that infinite being that we be. We no longer have to separate ourselves. We no longer have to keep ourselves distant from who we truly are. And what can we receive right now to truly feel the peace and ease available to each and every one of us? And let's just receive. Just really allowing our bodies and our beings to truly receive what this universe has to gift us with. This energy of peace and ease that can just be filled in every single molecule of our body and our being, allowing any fractures, alters, pieces, parts of us that we've been upholding structure, we no longer have to, can release, unwind, let go. Really allow ourselves to feel the space of who we are, which is that infinite being. We are infinite beings capable of anything that we desire, capable of creating new form and structure within this reality that not only works for us, but works for all of those around us as well. We no longer have to fight against anything, as everything can work out exactly within alignment of the peace and the ease for each and every one of us. Just really allowing our beings to expand into that space of peace and ease that is available, consciously choosing to be the space of peace and ease. Just really letting that vortex all the way through. Giving ourselves even the permission right now to even really start saying no to those who want to come in and want to create chaos in our system, or want to fight against the new form and structures that are coming into place. Letting them know that, you know what, it's okay. You can have that resistance, but I don't have to uphold that resistance with you any longer. Just kind of implant that all the way through our field. When I started really standing in this place where I understood that some people just really wanted to fight against, they just really wanted to live in resistance, and you know what, that's okay. Some people want to fill their field with resistance of information and of energy, and they want to fight against other people all the time. And when I started acknowledging the people in my life that were carriers of that kind of resistance, when I started just acknowledging that, you know what, that's okay. You're just in resistance, and that's okay. But I don't have to be that with you, and that doesn't actually work for me. I'm just going to give you that space to be able to choose that. When I started just being able to acknowledge that and being able to say that out loud, what actually ended up being created was, well, number one, it gave them the awareness of what they were doing, and it gave them a different choice to be able to choose something different. It also gave me the space of freedom to be able to say that. And when I started actually speaking that, it actually started really, either they started vibrating out of my life, or they had enough awareness to be able to change that for them. So I'm just going to give you that space and ease to be able to do that for yourself. Making conscious choices to align your life within the peace and ease that is available and possible for each and every one of us. And let's just pull that in a little bit more. And what can you receive right now to align your being with ease for all eternity? Just receive. We're just clearing any fog that is still around, and just giving you more and more space and more ease and more alignment of who you truly be. What can you receive right now to align your life with who you be with ease? Just breathe that in consciously building out your form and structure that would work for you right now is such an important time, you guys, for each and every one of us to really be looking at what is it that we truly want to create moving forward. Okay, as these systems are coming down, we're going to still see this this kind of this what I want to say. It's going to get, I don't want to say it's going to get worse, but it's going to be a minute before it gets better. Let's just say that. And so as we're taking this downtime and as life is different than it normally is right now, is very important that you're taking time and space to really look at what do you desire moving forward. Integrating all of your senses. What do you want your life to feel like? What do you want your life to look like? What do you want your life to sound like? What do you want your life to taste like? What do you want your life to smell like? Integrate all of those senses, really moving forward on, if I could create anything in my life, what would that be? And just pull that in for a moment. So really, if you truly had a life of ease, if you truly had a life that worked for you, what would that be like? I'm just going to implant that for each and every one of you so you can have that space to reference point later. Let's just allow it here for a second. Just hold that space, hold that space, hold that space. There's lots of shifting and changing available for us. These old constructs that didn't work are no longer going to be available when we reset. It's a very, very exciting time to be alive. It's an exciting time to move forward. So I'm going to kind of wrap these up. I'm going to give every single one of us the space to be able to access this energy for a little while here and just really allow that to untangle and unwind anything that you no longer want to have within your field. Just really giving you the space to be able to choose whatever it is that you really want to let go of and be able to release it. So as we move forward here, keeping your energy on what it is that you desire to create for your life and really giving that space to become creation. It's really an exciting time to be alive, you guys. It really is. And there is so much available to us. And we're going to have a little bit more time here to really be down, if you will, and really to be able to really focus forward on what it is that we would like to create. If you've been feeling like you haven't really been able to create because of all the heaviness, know that this is going to keep we are going to keep kind of having integrations of it here and there, but you should have a lighter space now that we've kind of taken a lot of those heavy veils down. I am going to keep doing a call every Sunday here, and I'm trying to put it on YouTube so other people still have access to it if they weren't able to join us live. Does anybody have anything as we kind of wrap this up here that they would like to say, ask, add, anything?
Just thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. I just want to say that sometimes with me, it's like I'm finding more and more I'm closer to the energy than the words. So if you found that my words maybe didn't make sense to you, that's okay. It's just really the energy that was coming through. It's really interesting for me doing this work for as long as I have. I'm finding that there is becoming more space of the unknown that is coming in. There's, where we're going is a higher level frequency, right? We're going into being fully fifth dimensional, and I don't really know that there's words for everything that is available yet. So it's definitely an interesting space as we start to perceive this. So you may even be feeling in your body lately, or even in your being, that you're feeling something coming in, but you don't really know how to explain it. And that's all of these new energies, all these new form and structures that are becoming available. Really, I don't even know that they have names yet. So it's, yeah, so that's all I have to say about that. So thank you guys for joining me. But I'm sorry, does anybody have anything else that they would like to say?
Just thank you,
Thank
and
you, Jamie.
it's definitely lighter.
Yes, awesome. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you all for joining me, and I will talk to you soon. Have a great day.
Thanks,
Thank
you too.
you.
You too.
All right, bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.